What is going on, everybody? I am your host, Slackerz, bringing you our next matchup in the Ultimate Smash Bros. DLC tournament. So if you're new and you're wondering what this is, I will explain it, and I will explain how you can participate. And if you want to, you're more than welcome to. Feel free after, actually. So what this is, it's a tournament of 72 characters that me and my community put together months ago at this point. But each day on my channel, except for Sundays, I will upload one matchup from this tournament. And what the matchup is, I go over the two characters and try to make a case why they might make sense and how they might kind of play in Smash Bros. Ultimate. So, like, today's matchup is Chibi Robo taking on Medusa. Those would be your two options you would vote for that you'd rather see. This is for fun. Yes, I know, Chibi Robo and Medusa. I know they're spirits in Smash Ultimate. A lot of people that play the game probably know they're both spirits in Smash Ultimate. It's still fun, alright? Doesn't matter. Disregard their current situation. If you think they're disconfirmed, if you think they're likely, I guess none of that should matter because this is for fun. Vote for who you personally would want between the two. That's how this always breaks down, alright? So, anyway, yeah, how do you vote? Down in the comments, simply type your vote. If I didn't already say this, maybe I did. But simply type your vote. Either Chibi, Medusa, or both. You can vote for both. Totally fine, but you only get one vote. I do check that when I'm tallying up votes. If you vote multiple times, I only count one of your votes. Very simple. So, rest of the rules, double elimination tournament, meaning a character has to lose 2 times before being officially eliminated. If there's ever a tie in the voting, once we get to the results, I will flip a coin on camera. It's the best and first way to break the tie. And each matchup, voting-wise, only lasts for 1 week. So today's Friday, so that means we'll get the results for this next Friday. 1 week. Very simple. So with all that out of the way, we get to go over the results from last week, which was in the winner's bracket. It was Bandana Waddle Dee, from the Kirby series, taking on, Tails from the Sonic series. I was looking forward to this one. I could have swore we had this matchup. I should have looked that up real quick. Oh well, too late. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Anyway, the voting, it was still pretty close. It was pretty close. I mean, it was within 9 votes, and when you got two big-name characters like this going at it, I think 9 votes separating just the two of them is pretty good. I think so. At least that's my opinion. So stop wasting time. We'll show you the results. And keep in mind, we're in the winner's bracket, so whoever loses is not done. They just drop to the loser bracket. So both these characters are still in. But the results right here. Bandana Waddle Dee ends up winning this one. 46 votes to 37 votes for Tails. So again, Bandana Waddle Dee advances in the winner's bracket. Tails just drops to the loser bracket. Tails is still in it. Just going to have a bit tougher time to, maybe try to get back to the championship. Tails was third place, runner-up? Second place as runner-up. Tails was third place in a tournament I did before this one, so who knows? And Tails went through the loser bracket, so we'll see how that goes. Yeah, with that out of the way, let's go over the matchup today. Like I said, it is the aforementioned Chibi Robo taking on Medusa. So up first, Chibi Robo. Again, they're both spirits, so again, disregard that. It's not going to matter for this one. Does not matter. But Chibi. Now, Custom Robo might not be the most popular, the most relevant. Maybe hasn't even sold the most games for Nintendo. It's still a fun little franchise that has its little following. Now, I'm not going to quote it correctly, but something along the lines of, if I remember correctly, this franchise is kind of done for, maybe just for the moment. I think it was a game developer or the creator or whoever it was. I can't remember off the top of my head, but they kind of said, I think they said they're done with this series. So Chibi might not make the most sense for Smash Ultimate DLC, but you got to keep in mind both these characters are first party. So Nintendo, they can ultimately go with who they want. If you talk about Smash Bros. Leading up, Chibi's name, for a new game, I should say, there's always tons and tons and tons of characters that get mentioned. Chibi's definitely one of them whose name always gets thrown around. You might have to wait for somebody to be like, you know what, I would like Chibi to be a playable character. And then other people start piling on, like, yeah, Chibi would be great. Yeah, Chibi, you know. So to me, Chibi's one of those characters, like, somebody has to mention it before, you know, people really start going, oh, yeah, that'd be really cool. But playstyle-wise, you know, nice little robot. Again, I don't know why I bring this up, but Rob could use a robot buddy, right? I don't know. Some people would think that's really cool. I guess I kind of would. It's not a really big deal to me if we get another robot, because I'm not a big Rob player. I don't know where I'm going with this, but let's get back on track. Chibi, let's go over playstyle. So now we know Chibi would be probably a smaller character, a lightweight. It does have this little extension cord plug-in in the back of the character model, so you could definitely use that to be pretty creative with the moveset. Maybe you could do like just a quick spin around while the cord kind of like, I don't know, spins around you maybe 2 times, and anybody, you know, within a circle radius of you, you know, they get hit by it. There you go, do some damage. You could end up throwing the plug at somebody, doing, you know, a little damage. One thing I always say, I think would be really cool to incorporate with this extension plug-in thing, if you could maybe ricochet it off a wall and it kind of bounces off and goes, you know, in a different angle, that'd be kind of cool. We don't really have that. Yeah, there's some cool stuff. Plus on here we got like the Chibi Blaster, a toothbrush. Not sure what the toothbrush is for. Never played a custom Robo game, but I still like the character design. I do like the character actually. But the Chibi Copter, and then of course the Final Smash could end up being the Giga Robo, which I think fits pretty well. I know a little bit about the character, even though I haven't played the game, but Giga Robo would be pretty cool for a Final Smash. Pretty easy as well. So again, I'm not too sure on stages. Here's Sanderson's living room, I guess, if that makes sense for anybody, for a stage. But yeah, Chibi, again, being first party, Nintendo won't have to spend the money for third party rights, and then they get all the profits themselves. But if you look at DLC, it's not, I feel Nintendo, and a lot of people do as well, that they're going to go for big time characters. If they're going to throw us a curveball, I honestly feel it would be somebody completely random for like that nobody's thinking of for maybe first party. That's kind of, or you know, if the curveball that is, and I don't think Chibi would be a big enough kind of like, whoa, what that's who's getting in the fighter pass. I don't think Chibi quite hits up there, and I don't think Chibi's at the top of the list for even consideration. Maybe not even in the middle of the list. I'm not trying to be harsh, but I just don't think Chibi's chances for DLC are really high. But maybe you could say the same for Chibi's opponent, Medusa, from Kid Icarus. So, again, another first-party character, another spirit, doesn't matter. Still vote for who you want. But, again, always room for more females, check. Always room for more villains, check. Aha, 2 birds with 1 stone. Look at that. That'd be awesome. So, Medusa is coming off a win against Jill Valentine, which I was surprised at. So, we got some Medusa fans out there. Medusa would be pretty easy to kind of create. You already have a base model. She'd kind of pretty much be maybe height-wise, hitbox frame, same as Lady Palutena. I'm not going to say moveset-wise will be, because Palutena and Medusa should have completely different movesets if Medusa were to be a DLC fighter. Now, again, you can take inspiration and, you know, tweak and rearrange and change up moves that maybe Palutena has that could fit with Medusa, give them their own flavor, give it, you know, make it seem a bit more like it's a Medusa move than it would be Palutena. So I could see something like this potentially happening where they already take, you know, that's what they usually do though for characters, isn't it? When they're doing DLC, they kind of take a character as a base model and then they just go from there, whether, you know, they copy it, you know, to a certain extent, or whether they're just like, all right, here's what we're starting as, and then you just kind of build off and do what's your own thing. So I guess that could be looked at as a positive for Medusa in terms of maybe it'd be a bit quicker developing her if you already got pretty much the same character model. You know, maybe I guess like running speed, you know, maybe weight-wise for a character kind of be all the same. So. I guess that's kind of a positive, and yeah, I guess I don't know. Kid Icarus, I'd be okay. Would Kid Icarus deserve a 4th rep? That one, I guess you could debate. Again, it did have its little resurrection, if you want to call it a resurrection, or maybe a revival, whatever. On the was it on the DS? No, it was on 3DS, wasn't it? I played it. Uprising. I think it was 3DS. Anyway, it was out within the last 10 years, right? Or is it longer ago? Wow, I can't remember. But recently, within the past. Well, I'll say within the past 15 years. How about that? Kid Icarus did have... No, that has to be within the past 10 years. Anyway, Kid Icarus has had a new game. Will the franchise get another new game maybe in the future sometime? I think there's potential for it, definitely. I think... did the Uprising game sell pretty well as for the handheld that it was on? I think it did, actually. I remember a lot of people kind of praising the game when it first came out. I've seen a lot of people very much enjoying it. The multiplayer was actually kind of fun. I only played it a little bit, but that was kind of a fun little twist on it. Even though the controls for the 3DS, because the controls holding it and shooting, it really cramped your hands, and it wasn't fun to play. With the control style, it was not fun. But the game itself was very fun and enjoyable. So anyway, could the Kid Icarus series get another rep? I suppose maybe, but I think 4 might be pushing it. That's just my opinion. As of right now, I think 4 might be pushing it. So let's just go to the voting. All right, let's just go to the voting. For me, this one is easy. One thing I always say, I've said this for the past 2 weeks, very strongly. I think the roster is very much lacking in villains, and in this case, Medusa's a villain, and Chibi's not too high on my list, so Medusa gets my vote in this one. So yeah, that's gonna be it for this one. So let me know who you guys got down in the comments, either Chibi Robo or Medusa, or both. You can vote for both, but again, remember, 1 vote per person. I check it. Anyway, that is going to wrap up this one. So we'll give you a sneak peek for Saturday, tomorrow. The matchup tomorrow. Ooh, that'll be an interesting one. Tomorrow's matchup is going to be Rayman taking on Crash. And Rayman just came off the loss against Shantae. And Crash just ended up beating Gino by almost a 3-to-1 vote ratio. That's crazy. So that's the matchup. And then results. Yeah, results are back up here. Results back in the winner's bracket. We'll get to see whether Agumon or Crystal won. Winner of that will advance to, take on Bandanity, not King DDD. But anyway, that is going to be it for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed. Hopefully we catch you guys on the next one. Peace out, everybody.